welcome. This is Joshua from
Greenville downtown information kilo. 1900 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 12, dew point -10. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runway 01, departing runway 01. Advise on initial contact you have kilo.
Not gonna be on the tower today. I don't even have the beta yet because I'm still using Fly Inside because it has a full screen for recording. Sure, there's other ways to do this, but guess what? Today we are in an airplane. Weird. But I started an airplane transition, so hey, I figured I'd get some practice in this thing. It's already started up, so what I'm going to do is release the parking brake on my brakes, and just got the run up and everything. What I'm going to do is go ahead and taxi over runway 1. So what happened was around here, I haven't flown a helicopter in over a year. Actually, it's been a good bit over a year. August last year, I haven't flown a helicopter. So in South Carolina here, there's not a whole lot of helicopters, no schools, tours, stuff like that. In where I'm at in South Carolina, which is the northwest corner. The closest thing is really Atlanta, and that's about 2.5 hours from me. But there are airplane flight schools everywhere, and I've been talking about getting my add-on. So what I'm doing is a commercial transition, straight up commercial to commercial, 55-hour course, and it's pretty cool. I still have to do. I got to get another instrument rating for airplane, and I'm gonna go CFI this time. There's just more. There's more opportunities here, and airlines are hurting right now, so it just seems to be the appropriate path. So it's all the same as far as aviation knowledge, all the weather, radios, airports, airspace, all this other stuff. It's all the same. Instruments are mostly the same. You got your airspeed indicator, attitude indicator. This one has directional gyro, which I'm new to, sort of. I mean, it's a compass, but it processes. You got to reset it all the time. I was used to the HSIs and the Robinson that flew before, and some of the other bigger helicopters. But this is still pretty cool. It's the same thing, but it has less stuff on it. So you got to work with these older VOR instruments, but everything else is the same. Your altimeter, your vertical speed indicator, inclinometer, and this one has a RPM here. Whereas normally would be working with Corker manifold pressure, which this one does have manifold. This one doesn't have manifold pressure, but some airplanes do, like for variable pitch props and stuff like that, or constant speed prop. But it's pretty fun, honestly. So don't judge me too quickly, the helicopter fellas. I'm still a helicopter pilot. Don't worry. Okay. So I'm at GMU, that's Greenville Downtown Airport. It's in Greenville, South Carolina. This is where I fly out of. So I wanted to keep it realistic. So during training, so I can go on with what I'm doing. So I cross, give you a little call there, Bravo 1, cross runway 119, Alpha 3 left, Alpha 3 down to runway 1. That's what it's going to be here. So I'll just get my taxi on. I'm actually going to be talking to the tower today. Where's the tower? It's not over there. Okay, so runway is clear. We're going to cross. So for a little takeoff brief, they like takeoff brief. The wind is calm, just because I have it set on nothing right now. Just trying to put weather on clear to save some frames. It's been horrendous right now. I don't know why. Taxiway's clear. But whatever, try to get my frames here. But I should put some wind in there. I don't know if that would mess with my frames, but no wind. So in this Cessna 172, there's 172 Sierra Papa in this one. It's going to rotate at 55 knots, climb at 78 knots, which is VY, best climb. For distance, VX would be best climb, like for obstacles and stuff. best climb and the shortest amount distance. But we're gonna go for best climb. It's just 78. That's what the one I fly is anyway. All these are a little bit different. There's a couple out there. It's got the 360 engines, the same as the R22, the 0360 carbureted, horizontally posed. It's 360 cubic inches. What that is, you didn't know. About 180 horsepower. There's one with 360, and the other ones have the 320, which is a little bit less horsepower. But it's still pretty neat. You know, airplanes. The maneuvers they're a bit easier, but you know, they're not as, I guess, yeah, well, not as difficult as helicopter stuff. It seems to be a lot more to think about when flying a helicopter. You got a lot more time to do things with your hands. And this thing, so you can just take your hands off a lot if you trim it right. It's pretty neat though. Pretty neat. All right, let's get 32 frames, which is pretty good for your view. The Oculus is doing okay. So now we're holding short runway 1. Right for departure. We're gonna probably shoot over to Donaldson. It's just south here. Just do an approach over there or something like that. So check final. It's clear. And we're starting into airplane stuff here. Alright, so what we're going to do, we'll check our engine gauges, our temp pressure for the oil. Gas is, well, I got a half tank with oil. Okay, should have filled up for I left. These things can go forever. And then just heels in the floor, get off those toe brakes, and then check it out. Everything's good, mixture's in, full throttle. Just gonna pull to the left, a bunch of left turning tendencies in this thing. Kind of like a helicopter, except those are, well, in America, there's 55 rotate. America, the counterclockwise rotor system. Yeah, so it turns to the right, yaws to the right. And with power. I can't even think straight. Alright, so let's get in trim here. Right of the runway. There. So the pattern altitude is 800 feet at this one, which is, it's a special bit. It's usually 1,000 airplanes. We get 500 in helicopter. So there's 500 feet. Go ahead and turn out here. It'd be a left downwind departure. What it would be. Shoot over there. Just all to keep it in trim with like climbing, like right turns. Of course, a lot of right rudder. And I'm just gonna level off at 800. Shoot to the end of the runway there. It's kind of 800, 1800, and then about 2100 should come out. Right over there. So Donaldson's just right over here. The controllers over at Donaldson are much nicer than they are here. They're on their toes though. Just a little more traffic, it seems. Actually was thanked one time for pattern work. I don't know if you've ever had that before. And we'll say we're just going to depart to the west. We're doing some approaches, and he sounded disappointed when we left. It's kind of funny. Mobilizes it hard. We're like, all right, we're going to be departing to the west, and he said, okay. I said, thanks for the pattern work. Have a nice day. Depends what holidays, you know. He's like, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, whatever it is. Maybe Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. But well, there's some way up there. I don't think I have ADSB in this thing. Alright, I want to keep it at 800. Alright, so there's runway 5 and 23 at this one. So what I'm going to do is just enter a left downwind for 23. So the runway is ahead of me over there. And the pattern altitude over there is about 800. The field elevation is about 1,000. It's 1,000, a little over 1,000 in downtown, and it's a little under 1,000 here. But you know, around things. So that gets me about 90 knots, and let's see, 2,100. Yeah, about 90 knots, 2,100 RPM. If you studied the aircraft before and everything, you know how the systems work. The Robinsons were all electric systems. There was no vacuum. So this one has vacuum for some stuff for the gyros. I believe it's vacuum for maybe electric for the inclinometer there, but I believe it's vacuum for the attitude indicator, which is, they use the vacuum to spin the disc really high RPM, so it is a gyro. It gets that rigidity in space, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna do a normal approach here. It's nice to practice it here. Actually, I was supposed to fly this morning, but the weather was crap. But I'm supposed to be doing instrument stuff, so I figured we could just punch through the clouds. Most of these Cessnas are IFR aircraft, which is pretty cool because I've never actually flown an IFR helicopter. It's been trainers, but it requires a lot of equipment that I can't remember. Stuff like autopilot and stuff like that, which you can get for the Robinson, but there's a little bit more to it than that. Alright, so here we go, entering the left downwind. Keep it over here at 1800. So, like a helicopter. Start your descent, beam the reference point. A beam. Never started using that word till aviation. I got a little notification in my on Facebook, this is 3 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. I got my private helicopter license 6 years ago, a couple of days ago. It's nice to see. I started flying before a lot of my instructors, and I just had a big hiatus there, due to time and money, which is usually the thing with aviation. Time and money. Alright, so here is, where are my buildings at? I think the buildings, right? What's going on with that? Alright, so I'm going to shoot for 1,000 footers. So what you do, I'm going to lower it to 1,500. I think this one's fuel injected. Normally you pull carby right there. Do a level deceleration below 85. Go ahead and get the first notch of flaps in there. And then pitch her down for 80. Okay. And then there's the kind of attitude you want. I don't know where my buildings are. This looks stupid. Just found 45 degree. We're going to keep it at 80. And then shoot for 75 right here. Little left rudder. See my RPM drop. Go back to 15. You put it at 15 and then it drops below that. So you gotta catch that. Alright, go ahead and add 20 degrees flaps. And then pitch for 65 knot approach. But right now we want 75 before our final turn. You don't want to bank more than 30 degrees in the pattern, so just about 25 right there. Go ahead and line it up and get 30 degrees. Get center line here. Let's see, oh, there's not too much there. See, it dropped to 1400 RPM again. Haven't touched it. 65 on the approach. Alright, so the field's made. Got throttle. Okay. It's funny, it's because of the nose wheel, I believe. You want to keep the yoke aft there, not that much. Keep the yoke aft there because it'll start vibrating like violently if you don't have pressure back. So we're going to put our flaps up and then full throttle and then on out of here. Everything's good, green. And then we're going to rotate out at 55 again. So there's 50, 55. Oh. Alright, and then shoot for 78. It's pretty much the pattern. Turn out at 500 feet, climb it to 800 in this case. Normally you go to 1,000, but right now we're sitting under GSP, Greenville Spartanburg. We're sitting under that Charlie, so you got to stay under 3,100 feet at this particular point, which is, keeps you well safe for that, without having to breach that airspace or talk to that. Which, another thing about this one, there's a letter of agreement between Greenville Downtown and Donaldson here. Greenville Downtown can clear you through Donaldson. They kind of control Donaldson as well, even though they're both towered. Not sure why. The weather's out at Donaldson, so they always just tell you, wind, temperature, dew point, ceiling, anything like that. It's pretty cool. So. So, downtown is right over there. Just kind of swing it wide, and then you'll pretty much be lined up for runway 1 again. So, there's about 1,800. You can see the approach indicator lights over there. 4-bar VASI, I think that is. I know you learn it when you do private and anything, all the airport markings, lighting, and all that stuff, but never really used it. You knew you were on the glide slope. It just helped you with your approach. But, alright. Go ahead and do 1,500 RPM. See, actually one white there. So I keep coming down to get on this glide slope. I'm going to put it on 1,600 RPM because it's going to drop. So, flap speed is 85. And, once I fly here, so below 85 we can get the first notch of flap, and then it wants to pitch up, so you just put the nose back down to keep from ballooning up. See, there's the RPM, 1,500. All right, so 75. We're gonna go ahead and slowly get to 65 knots, which is gonna be our final approach speed. I don't know, one more power. Man, we're way out here. So, you can see, to be on there. I'm about to start doing the instrument stuff again. Let me see. You can see my VOR here. Let me see. Let's put this on 1. I think the radio automatically put it over there, so it's a little bit actually past 1. That's not exactly 10 degrees, but so now, wait, we're low. Maybe I'm not on it. Maybe I'm not. I need to. This thing was auto-tuned or something. 111.9. I'm about to start in this, so I don't know the frequencies yet, really. Let's crank this up. So we're low and slow. Well, we're on the path here, but we are slow. Crank up the throttle. Okay, about 30 degrees of flat. And out here, Fields Main, Colorado. Whoa! It's squirrely. Alright, so we're gonna just exit off here at Bravo. I can just get this thing in the road. Jeez. Okay. That's Bravo 1. Just gonna cut the corner off of that. Alright, so what to do, pop on the other side of the whole short line. Around here. Let's see, great. 1,000, get her flaps back up. No carb heat here. And then you trim back set for takeoff, but I'm not actually using any trim. I don't know how the trim wheel. I'm actually using helicopter controls to fly this thing. So it is interesting. So this is the southeast ramp. Used to be called the University Ramp, I guess. Bob Jones University, I believe they owned this school. And now it's got a bunch of alumni. And usually there's a lot of aircraft here, even in the sim. But I don't know what's going on with this. That's probably why there's no tower. Something's up with my my settings. I thought I had all the buildings on and stuff. Maybe not. So I'm going to stick right on the spot right here. Alright, so roll it up to 1,200 RPM. I'm going to use this. Pull a mixture. Yeah. Alright, then, oh, I guess I forgot the master. Oh, yeah, Can't see. Boop. All right. So that's a little flight over there to Donaldson in the Cessna 172. These things are pretty fun. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want anything, I'm doing all the commercial maneuvers. So if you want any kind of demonstrations of those, like Shondells, lazy eights on pylons, stuff like that, then I'll get some of those done, and then maybe some IFR stuff because I'll be practicing that and getting back efficiency with my instrument stuff. But again, thanks for watching. This is Joshua from Hamby Aeronautics.